Good evening, listeners. We have lots and lots to discuss about NEP 2020. So now the important question, maybe important question, like the reforms in the NEP 2020. The major one is phased out of the affiliation of the colleges in 15 years. As an eminent educationalist, we are waiting to listen from you, sir.
Okay, ma'am. I think the affiliating system is a very big problem in this country. In fact, the affiliating universities exist only in Indian subcontinent. India, Pakistan and Bangladesh, nowhere in the world it exists. Even the origin, where it originated, no British, they have abolished long back the affiliating to the universities. But India now it's a major problem because universities affiliate more than 800 and 900 colleges. Like Pune University has got 900 colleges, Anna University has got more than 600 colleges. Similarly, all universities have got large number of colleges affiliated. Almost entire state they are getting affiliated there. So there are a number of issues involved in that. One is it affects quality of teaching of the university staff. Because the main university campus teachers are supposed to go for inspection, affiliation inspection, but examination, condition of examinations, any complaint they have to go there to inspect it. But large number of visits to the various colleges. So the faculty spend a lot of time on unnecessary, non-academic, non-teaching activities. This is a major problem there. And even the Vice Chancellor, university, even cannot even remember the names of those principals of those colleges. And you may not have any idea about what is happening in other colleges at all. So in fact, both the same. The quality of teaching affects in main university. And the quality of education also in other colleges also suffered because of the number of affiliation inspections. Team from ICT visits, UGC visits, and team from university visits there, and the colleges staff also spend a lot of time in preparing for affiliations every year. So some major issues are there. But now this NEP 2020 suggests that by another 15 years, there won't be any affiliating universities in the country, which means we have to de-affiliate all the engineering colleges, all arts colleges, affiliated to various universities. Then question is what will happen to those colleges?
So purely autonomous will come?
These colleges who are de-affiliated from the colleges will be made autonomous colleges with the degree awarding power.
Yes.
So that way almost we get small mini universities. And they have that kind of autonomy. That is what is proposed in the policy now. And this is good for the universities, very good because the faculty now concentrate on research, teaching. Because today, if you look at India as a whole, our research output is very, very low. About 4% of the global output only India produces that. Considering the size of our university, size of the population, and the 4% is too small. Why it is happening? Because of this kind of constraints. The faculty are not able to spend time in research, concentrate on research. That's the reason why none of Indian universities are in the world ranking university. You don't find any university in the 200, 300 of the world ranking. None of them, including Madras University, the oldest university in the country, you don't find the place there. So one of the approaches to de-affiliate them, make the universities absolutely independent, self-contained universities. And these universities again will be divided into two types of universities. Because we have a lot of universities, more than we have 1,000 universities in the country today. So some of them will be known as research universities.
Exclusive for research.
Not exclusive. Main focus on research, but also teaching will be there. Without teaching, you cannot have research because there has to be teaching. But main emphasis will be on research, innovation, research, patents, and teaching will be there. All courses will be there. Accordingly, the faculty will be put there. The other category of university where the research faculties are not too many and become a teaching university. Predominantly teaching, but there will be a research component. No university can without a research. University means there's a research. There's a
So through this we can expect more patents.
Absolutely. Basically, our aim is to improve our research output, increase the number of patents. I tell you, the patents today, India's contribution to the world patent is only 0.3%. Small number. Whereas China is 20%. Japan is 25%. So compared to that country and India's size and all that, we are very, very negligible amount of patents we could use. That's why India is not able to produce new products, new services and export. Because the country can economically progress only if you produce new products and new services export,
And the R&D is very, very important for the
absolutely,
economy.
it's very economic development growth of a country. The innovation is very, very important. Innovation plays a major role. So innovation can take place only if the faculties are motivated, encouraged, and all facilities are provided there.
Absolutely.
So that is the reason why this non-affiliating university, you have to make all of them non-affiliating universities so that they will be able to concentrate on teaching. Because the quality of teaching also has gone now. So that is one aspect. So the university will be divided into two types. Type 1 university is research oriented. Type 2 universities are teaching oriented. But both the places will be teaching and research will be there. Now third category of degree awarding colleges. These de-affiliated colleges will be given a full autonomy with the power of awarding degree diploma. That means there are so many universities.
Yes. So then is it same as the deemed to be universities? Deemed to be universities?
Yes, they will be. They will be given the status of degree awarding deemed to be universities. That's whatever name you call, and you are going to give them an autonomy with the power of awarding degree means deemed university, like university there. But the problem there, and one more, of course, there were all universities will be multidisciplinary universities. One important recommendation of in addition to de-affiliating and make them research and teaching universities, all universities will be multidisciplinary. No more technical university, no more medical universities, no more education university. Tamil Nadu we have got university for education, university for engineering, medical, sports you have a separate engineering. Absolutely, it is not relevant. So all the universities in the country will be made multidisciplinary. A university will run engineering, medical, arts, B.Ed, M.Ed, all will be run there. So that's a concept of, that's the meaning of university. If you look at the university in a dictionary, all courses will be run there.
Yes.
So this one specialization universities are never there, nowhere in the world actually, except India.
Yes.
So that is one of our aspects. The problem here is now, how do we make this university into multidisciplinary, like Anna University? It's basically funded by state government, managed by state government, all that. It's a tough job to make them de-affiliating one and then make IITs multidisciplinary. IIM should be multidisciplinary according to the status. But it's a tough job. It's possible that even some IITs already become multidisciplinary. Some of the IITs already started giving a liberal education degree process there.
So IITs, IIMs, it is okay. When it comes to the next level, the colleges, individual colleges, will it not be more tough?
That's what we know. Coming back to the autonomous colleges, we have 40,000 colleges in the country there. So some of them will be constitutional colleges. They are not inside the college, university, but they are there, but it's because the part of the university. They are known as a constitutional colleges. And all other colleges will be made autonomy during our power means there's a lot of problems are there. Tell you, the all 80-90% of the main private colleges are run by business model, run on the business model.
Yes.
No charity, no philanthropy, and most of these individual colleges are run by politicians, sand mafia, liquor mafia, and then real estate fellows, and those who have got the money, somehow they have got a black money, no? All these fellows start these colleges. Now, how do you make them honest, ethically do work when you give an autonomy, a full autonomy? Yeah. If there is a proverb in Tamil, hand over a garland to a mangi will. So that is one of the major concern of this particular recommendation there. If you hand over each fellow a guitar, you give to whatever you want to do, then degree will be on sale. Even now there are a degree, even now we have got a mark for money tax scandal in Anna University recently, no?
Yes, yes.
And then fly by degree, degree are there. And if you pay a few lakhs rupees, you can get even online doctorate, even other than a normal doctorate, you can get it there. Today's condition in this country, some of the people are doing it. So that is where I am worried about. I have a concern about it because if you get our autonomy for these kind of fellows, it's very dangerous. And so they have to build in. Autonomy is a very good concept. As a chairman of a committee and UGC level, as Vice Chancellor, I recommended autonomy to the colleges. It's a good concept because only you have an autonomy, you will be able to have innovation, freedom to innovate, freedom to introduce new courses, freedom to change your timetable, change your curriculum. Today, you have to depend upon university which change only once in 10 years, they change the curriculum. You don't change the curriculum at all. Today, you can every 6 months you can introduce a new subject in autonomy. You can change subject there. If 10 students want a subject, you can give a subject there. You have flexibility there. After you are going to give the degree there. So, the autonomy is a very good concept to make a college innovative.
But only thing, the government must have the proper structure.
Success should be there, and only check out the people who are really good people, who are honest people, who has got a concern for society, come down to the quality, and that kind of people should be there. If they are not fit to be autonomy, you have to close them. It is not there in the policy. So you have to work out a modality of how do you make them autonomy and accountable, and how to make they will do a honest job when you hand over an autonomy. Because otherwise, again a big scandal there. Even now we have a PhD, we have not done an PhD. There is a post-writers of PhDs there. Even now, Coimbatore, you have got a number of people are there. So that kind of thing will increase now. So it's very difficult to have which is a genuine degree, which is a bogus degree. So this is a major problem there. It's not a joke about 30,000 colleges have to be under autonomy. And very difficult. So naturally what you have to build in a mechanism, control mechanism, a monitoring mechanism. But again the problem is more you have a control regulations, more you have a corruption.
That is true.
So, the moment you have a control, the company will come to see, and that's how end up. When the company comes there, what's happening in this country there. So this is the problem there. That's the major issue there. It's not a very easy to implement. Implementation concept is good. Making a university non-affiliating is a very good concept. Making it multidisciplinary is a very good concept. Making colleges autonomy is actually equally good concept. But implementing is, it all depends upon the honesty of the people. Basically, how honest we are. How honest the management running a college there. So how do you expect a sand mafia to be honest in the education system? Very, very difficult. They may openly say, but what do they do that? We have been seeing now. And you can control also. A big politician is running a college. The company will not be able to control it because a lot of pressure will be there. I know as a vice chancellor, I have seen large number of pressure, political pressure in colleges when I took action against the colleges. But somehow nothing would happen there, I could do it, but then everybody cannot be like that. So the political pressure all will be there when you have main autonomy and control autonomy is a very tough job, but it's a concept is good. But I think national education policy will have enough provision to have these kind of systems in place. Otherwise, we will have a lot of problem there. And so this is another concept of higher education is they are going to increase a large number of universities. So basically, one of the major problem today India is facing is the number of GER.
GER, yes.
Gross enrollment ratio, India is very low, around 20%.
But it is there in the NEP also. They are going to increase.
50%. They want to make it 50% is the world average now. And we are now 25, 26. Doubling is not an easy job. This 25% we brought about last 40, 50 years, we struggled a lot to come to 26 there. Making double means you have to, the entire education system should be doubled. So where is the money? Where are the faculty? You know, already the higher education system in the country, 40 to 50% faculty are vacant. Universities, IIT, IIMs, everywhere, there are 40% of the faculty positions are vacant. Either are not available or they won't have it. The qualified faculties are not there. So in terms of quantity and quality of the faculty, very, very poor. So we have to improve the quantity of the faculty and also the quality of them. If you really want to do research and quality improve, you have to improve the quality of the existing teachers as well as the new teachers.
Yes.
So this is a very major task. Of course, there is a provision in education policy to take faculty development. Faculty development, there is a provision there. But implementation, again, as I told you, it's a very tough job. We have all state governments have to be part of it. University should be part of it. It's only the policy very easy to make, but somebody has to make it happen, no? So it's a tough job. But anyway, the reform suggestions are very good reforms. It is worth implementing it, provided we implement it.
Thank you so much, sir, because a lot of information, because phased out of affiliation is a very difficult one. But you have suggested many things, even the government could consider that. And that way you have given. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma. Thank you.